Hello, happy Friday. I am super excited to be on here today. I have been doing quite a bit of research on this, and I just feel that the combination of these ingredients is something that everyone could use a little bit of in their life. So we're going to talk more about that. So if you are hopping on live with me, let me know. Say hi, type your name in the comments. Let me know where you're joining in from. It's nice and rainy here today, but we needed it. It's great. It's going to help all the plants, and our garden needs it. So I'm all for it. I just need to do more planting. So if it could, waver out and allow some sunshine to get in so we can plant more, that would be awesome. So what am I going to talk about today? Different kind of topic today. We're going to talk about mushrooms, not the hallucinogenic kind, okay? The organic, edible, nutritional type. We are going to talk about ashwagandha, and we are going to talk about Shilajit. I love to say that. So I just want to know, as I'm pulling up the slides and getting everything ready, those that are joining live, or if you're joining on the replay, also let me know that. But are you someone that currently uses any of the three of those as part of your daily regimen? Now, this could be, and let me know, is it mushrooms? Is it ashwagandha? Is it Shilajit? Personally, I had not heard, uh, okay. I had not heard of Shilajit. Oh gosh, guys. I always have some kind of technical thing, right? Always, always, always. Okay. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. All right. I was going to try and minimize my crazy background, but that's not going to work. I had personally never heard of Shilajit until probably like a month and a half ago. But I can tell you that it is amazing. And I'm a little sad that I only recently learned about it. So I'm going to pull up my slides here. And so that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about these three. I hope to get this done in about 30 minutes or so, but I will tell you that I also feel as though I am only touching, I spent a lot of time, and I still feel like I am only at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the information that is available on these ingredients. But whatever I have, you're going to get today. So we're going to start off talking about each of the different ingredients. I'm going to show you some products. I'm going to show you some products that do not have all three. I could only find one product that has all three, and I'm going to talk about that one at the end. But I did find other products and wanted to kind of show those price points and that kind of thing. So we're going to get into this. So mushrooms, ashwagandha, shilajit, oh my. What can these do to support your health and give you a natural daily cleanse? So organic mushrooms, some key facts about organic mushrooms themselves, okay? It is important that we are sourcing them from the fruiting body. This is where you're going to find all of the medicinal compounds. And as I get into the specific types, I'll talk more about this. Another word for the fruiting body would be the sclerotium. This is also something important to understand, is that the fruiting body is where the organism's defense system is. So this is where the taste comes from. This is where the organism produces compounds to ward off predators so that it can grow, so that it can be present in nature. And that's where the nutritional factor comes from. So that's what you want. You want the fruiting body. It has to pass through the entire life cycle, so you don't want it early on in its growth phase. And mushrooms in and of themselves act as a prebiotic and are helpful for the gut. Okay, and we'll talk about more about why in that. Okay, in regards to health, they're starting to reemerge. You've probably seen information on mushrooms and the mushroom coffee. There's there's all different types of mushroom coffees. But they actually started as a adjunct or adjuvant to conventional chemo or radiation therapy. And the reason for that was that they can either enhance the drug so that it is more effective, or be used to reduce the side effects of the drug so that people don't get as sick from something like that. They've been used in that way in Japan and China for more than 30 years. They've been used themselves, and this is a common theme. I'm going to try and do this. Oh, you can't read that. Okay. This is a common theme across all of these ingredients. These ingredients as natural compounds have been used for centuries in various ways, centuries, some of them longer. In specific to that adjunct to cancer treatment, they've specifically been used that way in Japan and China for more than 30 years, but it's just becoming something that we're seeing here in the United States. As I said, they've been used for hundreds of years, mainly in Asian countries. Primarily for the treatment of infections, but more recently also starting to be used for pulmonary diseases and then cancer. This was interesting to me. There is a higher protein content in mushrooms than in many vegetables, which I could see. But because of the high protein content, mushrooms are actually very much recommended as a way to get the essential amino acids if you are someone who does not eat animal proteins. Because it has similar makeup of amino acids that an animal protein would. So I'm not a vegetarian or vegan. So anyone on the line who is a vegetarian or vegan, you probably already knew that, but I did not know that. So that was interesting to me. And then just in general, healthy, let's think healthy people, right? We always think of, or most commonly, we're talking about disease prevention and reduction and things like that. But let's just talk about what, if you're a healthy person, you don't have any complaints, any symptoms, anything like that, and you were to add mushrooms regularly to your diet, what would happen? Well, they studied this. They studied it in healthy adults. And what they found is that overall, it decreased the risk of death. It prolonged life when mushrooms were a regular part of your diet. I like something simple, right? Even if you don't like the taste of them, I'm going to show you some ways to incorporate them into your regular diet. So just some interesting things about mushrooms in general and health. So I'm going to get to some specific mushrooms, but I do want to talk a little bit about ashwagandha. So ashwagandha is an adaptogen. Now, no one has said anything yet about whether you regularly eat mushrooms, whether it's the white button mushroom or it's one of the fancier mushrooms I'm going to talk about today. Do you incorporate mushrooms into your lifestyle? Ashwagandha, again, is something until I started down this functional medicine, natural, holistic path, I had not heard of. So those that are, much more versed in that realm, this is something that pretty much everyone knows of. Okay. So it's an adaptogen, meaning that it's designed to help your body respond to stress. Okay. It's going to normalize the physiological process in the times of increased stress. So it's going to kind of reduce the bad that occurs when our bodies are in a stressed state by normalizing. They do this through regulating balance in our body or homeostasis and controlling key mediators of the stress response. So specifically, they talk about the hypothalamic pituitary axis or the HPA axis. They have a mechanism of action within that axis. And then ashwagandha acts specifically on different types of proteins that mediate that stress response. So that's an amazing function of a very simple root. Okay. The other component of ashwagandha, outside of being an adaptogen, is that it is anti-inflammatory, neuroprotective, memory enhancing, stem cell stimulating. So it says sleep inducing. I would prefer, and this comes straight from the research. So I'll talk about that in a sec. I would say it's more of a relaxation. It's not necessarily, you're not going to drink ashwagandha and go to sleep. That's not what's going to happen, but it is going to relax you. So if something that you struggle with is getting into a relaxed or meditative state, or kind of turning off your brain at night, anything like that, it can help with sleep because of that. But it is more of a relaxation adaptogen. And then anti-anxiety for the same reasons. Okay. I have some studies. So everything that I'm going to present to you, and I will show you my slides with my references at the end, is research backed. And here's my caveat on that, right? So I love a good clinical study. I love knowing that something has been researched in order to support its benefit. However, the prevalence of high quality clinical studies is hard. Finding appropriate sample sizes, getting into that level of randomized clinical trial, randomized clinical trial, and then you've got systematic reviews and meta-analyses. Those are your highest levels. Those are difficult. They're difficult to put together. They're costly. Yes, we need them. But so I say that because that's what I did. I went through and I found the studies that support all of that for very specific reasons, because I think that is sometimes what people want to see. I also caution that you have to be critical of the research that you're reading through. So I would say that the majority of the studies that I am quoting through here are of the highest quality, but some of them weren't. But I will tell you what I did not do is go to like Healthline or Wikipedia and get my information from there, because I wanted to ensure that the information I was bringing to you was a synthesis of the highest quality information that I could find. Okay, so just caveat on that. So, but there was a study done where they reported that ashwagandha root itself can scavenge our body for free radicals. So that's where it becomes an antioxidant, right? And that because of specific compounds within the ashwagandha root, phenolitic and flavonoids, those help to produce the antioxidant activity. So they were able to study that. There was also a study done for 8 weeks on supplementation of ashwagandha, and it was associated with a significant reduction of stress levels and reported improved quality of life. So they're just looking at, does it do what it says it's going to do, right? That's what they're looking for. So this is the compounds that you will find in it. One of the things that I thought I came across a lot as I was looking up ashwagandha was weight management. It helps in not only the mental state, but also in eating behaviors and just stress in general, which is also stress is linked to increase in weight and obesity and things like that. So very interesting. One specific study was looking specifically at overweight men in the 40 to 70 range. It will help to maintain an adequate range of testosterone, so it can help produce testosterone if necessary. This was also studied specifically in cases of low sperm count. So if you are a male that struggles with sperm count, this is something ashwagandha root was studied specifically to help with that, enhancing cognitive abilities and helping with cardiorespiratory endurance. Okay, so let me just make sure I got all of that. Oh, okay. So something to think about too with this. So it was studied there was a study done in stress response. There was a study done in weight management. Then they did another study looking at, so the recommended dosing for ashwagandha root is about 600 milligrams. So what they did was they looked at, could you reduce that dosing to 250 milligrams a day? And with that, would you get the same benefit? And they found that you got a similar benefit. The perceived stress scale, serum cortisol, so that's a stress hormone. So all of those were improved, indicating better stress management. A reduction in anxiety was not statistically significant between 250 or 250 and placebo. So that one, as far as anxiety, you may need that higher level, that 600 milligrams. But it was interesting that they were just trying to look at, could you take a lower dose and still get similar benefit? And for most of the benefits, you could. So that was good to know. And that'll come up as I talk about more products too and their dosing. You want to make sure you're looking for that. So, all right. We are going to talk next about Shilajit. I have the mushrooms last because there's 7 of them specifically I'm going to talk about. So I know we talked about kind of just organic mushrooms in general, but then I'm going to get specific into the different types. So Shilajit is a organic plant matter traditionally commonly consumed by people of Nepal, north of India, and children, have it in their milk and at breakfast in those areas. It's a resin. It oozes out from the cracks and layers of rock in the Himalayan mountains. The compound itself has over 85 minerals in their ionic form, which is very important. It also contains fulvic and humic acids hippuric acid, and benzopyrone. So benzopyrones themselves are very common in the treatment of lymphedema. So it's a nutraceutical product, meaning that it is a product derived from plant matter that has extra health benefits in addition to just, our basic nutritional value that we see in food. So very cool. Has been used in the treatment or to treat as an anti-diabetic, immunomodulatory, a nootropic, which is like a brain boosting type of compound, anti-anxiety, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and analgesic, meaning that to help with pain management. And then it's also been used and more recently begun to be studied in its association to improve cognitive disorders, specifically Alzheimer's. And the reason for that is that Alzheimer's is associated with the aggregation of a specific protein called tau protein, and FULVIC has been found or theorized to block that tau aggregation, which could then reduce the symptoms associated with the progression of Alzheimer's or the development of Alzheimer's in general. I know personally, Alzheimer's has deeply affected my family and my husband's. So something like this, it's very natural, that can be used since there is no cure at this time for Alzheimer's, would be amazing. Would be amazing to, something like that. I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna tell my family, hey, it can't hurt. It can only help. Let's give it a try, right? So I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, back to my slides. So this is a hard slide to read, and I realize that, but I just wanted you to be able to see that there are a number of common traditional uses already for Shilajit. I'm looking out my window because I feel like I hear an animal, which is very common, but it always makes me nervous. Anyway, okay, so these are common traditional uses, maybe not traditional necessarily in widespread in Western medicine, but definitely in Eastern and Ayurvedic medicine, common traditional uses of Shilajit. So from everywhere from digestion to endocrine to nervous system to respiratory system to immune modulatory to your anti-inflammatory, you name it, there is something that has been shown that this helps with. It has also been shown, as we talked about previously with the mushrooms, as a enhancer of other drugs. So it can be used to enhance the benefit or reduce the side effects of other drugs. And it actually plays a role in transporting our very important minerals to our cellular targets. So getting them where they need to go, want to go, that sort of thing. Okay. Shilajit is known for the fact that it includes fulvic and humic acid, okay? This has been very prevalent in Ayurvedic medicine, known to boost the immune system, support healthy aging, bringing about spiritual enlightenment from like a yogi, Reiki belief system, okay? They also, in that belief system, they talk about it's used to decalcify the pineal gland, which is thought of as your third eye. It has been found to optimize nutrition and bioavailability. So rather than you reading all the slides, okay, we know that we need certain vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, amino acids, all of those things. Our food, if you've listened to me talk before, our food, what we get from the ground, even if you're going organic, all those things, our soil does not give us the same nutritional value that it used to centuries ago. And so we are nutrient deficient in many ways. However, fulvic acid increases the availability of the nutrients from the food we eat by its mechanism, its scientific mechanism. Okay, so it can actually help you extract the nutrient value of whatever it is from what you are eating. Okay. And then it's also been shown to help with treating mold illness and electromagnetic field exposure because of its ability to bind to toxins, heavy metals, parasites, bad things, and excrete them from the body. So it is a chelator. It claws on to the bad stuff and it helps rid your body of it. Especially such as if you've ever had mold exposure, that's really important to get rid of any of the toxins from that. And same, EMF can actually increase your susceptibility to the internal growth of mold. And so when you are highly exposed, and think of like 5G, if you live near, you know, a 5G tower, something like that, this can help make sure that all of that, that mold, everything is being drawn out of your body. Okay. It is important though, when you are using a Shilajit product, what is your water quality like? I thought this was really, really interesting, and it makes sense, right? So you want the Shilajit to pull out the toxins, but if you are mixing your Shilajit with water filled with toxins, you're basically nullifying the benefit of it. So you want to make sure that you are not mixing it with any type of tap water. Most tap water has chlorine and fluoride in it. You can go to your local water treatment facility plant and ask for a printout or a analysis of your water level. There has been some switch or change from chlorine to chloramine. Chlorine, if it was just chlorine in the water, you could sit a glass out on the counter, and after so long, that chlorine will turn into a gas and dissipate. But chloramine will not, and that has been what is more commonly we see more commonly in tap water and treatment, water treatment, things like that. So highly recommended that you are using spring water or a filtered water. Personally, we have a Berkey filter. I absolutely love my Berkey filter. If you want more about that, just you can comment Berkey in the comments and I'll get some info to you. The Berkey is so good at filtering that you can drop food dye into the top tank and you will not see food dye in the water that you pour out into your glass. It's amazing. But at the same time, we do need added minerals because we are filtering out all of the stuff, the bad, and, you know, in a way, some of the good too. So up until finding out all of this, we were using a mineral supplement for our water, mineral drops. But with this, you wouldn't need that either. So Berkey water is my personal recommendation. Absolutely love our Berkey. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into the different types of mushrooms. I'm just making sure I did not miss anything. Oh, okay. So one of the things that was studied, one of the studies, okay, because I didn't put all the study information. A lot of it's really technical, but one of the studies with Shilajit and fulvic humic acid, okay, is that there was and I love this. It was healthy volunteers between 45 to 55, and it was looking specifically at testosterone levels. It was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical study. Love that. High quality, right? High quality with a fair, like a decent sample size. 250 milligrams twice a day is what of Shilajit alone, okay, for 90 days, and it significantly increased total testosterone, free testosterone, and DHEA compared with the placebo, and it helped to maintain the hormones that you need for just healthy sexual function, which are your luteinizing hormone and your FSH. So those were well maintained with the use of that product of Shilajit. So I love that. I love things like that. Okay, so now looking at we're going to go into our specific mushrooms. Okay, cordyceps is our first one. There is a wide variety of species of cordyceps. We are looking specifically at Cordyceps militaris, found mainly actually in North America, Europe, and Asia. First recorded back in 1694. This one has a better taste. A lot of mushrooms I find to be bitter. This one's supposed to be sweet, neutral in nature, but lots of great health benefits. So with this one on its own, cordyceps alone takes action on our hepatic system, renal, cardiovascular, respiratory, nervous, sexual, and immunological. Okay. You can read all of these. I'm not going to repeat all of them, but look at all the things that it does. I mean, you're talking whole body wellness, and this is one. Okay, this is one. How does it do that? Well, it does that through all of these compounds that they have been able to extract and isolate from the cordyceps mushroom alone. So you've got amino acids, you've got some of your B vitamins, you've got your vitamin K, some unsaturated fatty acids, you've got a group of carbohydrates, really good carbohydrates, proteins, so many good things that we need that we can't get from many of our foods. And this one mushroom has all of that. Another mushroom is the tremella mushroom. So the tremella mushroom has actually been shown to have a specific skin benefit. So think of this as your as your natural skincare mushroom. This was really interesting to me. And anti-aging. So it helps to boost skin and body health via cell hydration. So it's been compared to hyaluronic acid, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. It has actually been shown to have better moisture retention than hyaluronic acid by holding more weight, but it does it through a different mechanism. It works a little bit differently, but very amazing that a mushroom, for something that we see so often, hyaluronic acid in so many of our skincare products and everything else, this mushroom has similar effects. Polysaccharides, so another carbohydrate, actually prevents the formation of fat cells, suggesting that it can have an anti-obesity or weight management effect. Its high fiber content can help in the lowering of LDL cholesterol levels. It inhibits the formation of skin spots. Again, that's a skin benefit, that skin mushroom, and it promotes wound healing. So other health benefits, in addition to that which I just talked about: neuroprotective, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. And this is, again, everything you're going to find in it. You're going to find amino acids, vitamins, minerals, different types of carbohydrates, other really good compounds that we need that we don't get from many of the foods that we eat on a daily basis. I got to grab a tissue real quick, guys. Oh. All right, maitake is our next one. So maitake is praised and consumed by Chinese people. It has been hundreds of years because, again, it's got a good taste and they know the nutritional value of it. Short term, when applied orally, will help the immune system. Research on that began approximately 70 years ago. It actually started 2 spots, Europe and the US and Japan. Okay. It has a high level of beta glucans, and that'll come up. It prevents obesity-related disturbances. It's immunostimulatory and anti-cancer. So it looked at specifically, there are studies on maitake and in breast cancer, its ability to reduce the aggregation of cells. What were the other things? It was reducing the aggregation of cells, decreasing cell viability, and reducing the invasion of mammary tumor cells. So basically less aggressive tumor cell-like behavior with the addition of maitake to any woman that was undergoing breast cancer treatment or had been found to be breast cancer positive. It also inhibits primary liver cancer, and it has been demonstrated to be effective in a model, so not actual human studies, but in a model for human skin cancers. So anti-cancer is a big one when it comes to maitake. The beta glucans are soluble fibers that come from the cell walls, and they've been shown to lower heart disease. So very big in the management of heart disease. Okay, turkey tail. So turkey tail is grown. I love this one. We actually have, so as I was researching the mushrooms, I live on a 3-acre property, and I found turkey tail mushroom on one of our trees. So it's grown in woodland environment worldwide. They're called bracket fungi because they form these concentric circles and grow anywhere trees are found. Again, used in traditional Chinese medicine, primarily in pulmonary diseases, also as an immune modulator. And it's been shown, it's been studied as an anti-inflammatory agent. So just really amazing. This is another really big one that has a lot of studies on its benefit in treatment of those undergoing cancer. So stimulating immune function in those living with breast cancer. A specific polysaccharide called PSK can inhibit liver cancer cell proliferation. A 2012 systematic review assessed their survival in cancer patients. So they looked at 13 clinical trials where the addition of turkey tail to the diet of those of patients with cancer, and they found a 9% absolute reduction in 5-year mortality. So for every 11 patients treated, 1 additional patient was found to live longer, and a better 5-year survival in patients receiving combination treatment for breast cancer, gastric cancer, or colorectal cancer. PSK, specifically the polysaccharide that's found in turkey tail, has been used as an adjunct to cancer treatment since the 70s. So well established in Japan, and has been a standard has been recommended to be a standard form of care in those types of patients. So what is it that does all of this amazingness? You've got all of these bioactive compounds. So you've got B3, D, different types of acids, organic acids. You've in the middle here are a bunch of your amino acids. So not organic acids. These are your amino acids. These are your protein building blocks. And then some of your good fatty acids, unsaturated fatty acids at the bottom. So really, again, just amazing stuff. Okay. We talked about some of the health benefits. Here's them in nice big letters. If you want to screenshot that or come back to that, there you go. Okay, you can't read this, but what this looks at, and I'm going to just kind of pull this up, is it was a study that looked at the cancer. So it's only systematic reviews or randomized clinical trials or meta-analyses looking at the use of turkey tail in specific cancer treatment. I bring that up because these are the types of studies that I'm going to be looking for when I am recommending things like this to people undergoing, looking for that more natural treatment option. So we've got oyster mushroom. So this is one of the most cultivated edible mushrooms worldwide after our traditional white button mushroom. Third largest commercially produced. It may improve glucose and lipid metabolism, blood pressure, body weight, and appetite sensation. So it's got a high dietary health benefit. So think of it as improving the overall health from its ability to work directly on metabolism and your heart function. Okay. I do not know why my nose is all of a sudden running, but it is. Okay. What is it that's in here, that's in the oyster mushrooms? And you're going to see some different things here. So we haven't seen a whole lot of these in some of the other mushrooms. So a unique bioactive composition leading to its unique function in heart disease and extracting nutrients and things like that. And then here's all of the health benefits because of its compounds. Okay, so again, not going to read them all. You can come back, screenshot this, save this, and see what they all do. This again is just a study I just pulled out from an article on the different bioactive compound found in the mushroom and the therapeutic property, and then the reference. And you can see 2000, I think, is the earliest. So 2000 all the way up to as early as 2020, looking at the therapeutic property of the different bioactive compounds found in the oyster mushroom specifically. Okay, then we've got our shiitake mushroom. This is native to Asia, grown in forests. Again, a very popular cultivated specialty mushroom. These are the bioactive compounds found specifically in shiitake. Again, you're going to see some new ones. The ergothioneine, the I can't say these. Iritidine. Yep, we'll go with that. You're going to see some different ones that we haven't seen in some of the other mushrooms, which is why this is a unique combination of these 7 specific. And then all of the health benefits that are related to those bioactive compounds that we just looked at. And again, this one stood out a little bit more in that shiitake has been studied in the treatment of headache, arteriosclerosis, hepatocirrhosis, so liver damage, immunosupport. We've seen that in some of the other ones. And then vertigo. I personally, as a physical therapist, one of my specialties was the treatment of concussion and vertigo, or your inner ear system, right? So this, as from a health benefit standpoint, knowing that it can help in that area is really neat. It connected with what I used to do clinically. So I appreciated that. Okay. Chaga mushroom is the next one. I think is Chaga the last one yeah. So Chaga is the last one we're going to talk about. And then we're going to talk to you about some products and comparisons and where can you find something that has all of this in one thing. So these were traditionally used to treat various gastrointestinal diseases. I'm not sure why that is green and underlined, probably because it links to the article it came from. Viral and parasitic infections. In Eastern Europe, it's been used since the 12th century. Again, long-standing use of these products in other countries. It hasn't been, we're a little bit behind in the US in getting on board with the use of these products. So, and then Asia, China, Japan, Korea, Russia, and the Baltic countries used to, due to their benefits on the lipid system and heart function. So again, lots of really good. Heart disease is the #1 killer of people in the United States and worldwide. And these mushrooms, almost every single mushroom, I believe, that I have talked about today has an impact, will have a positive impact on your cardiovascular health. That's a no-brainer to me. Okay. Some of the bioactive compounds that you will find in chaga, again, some new ones that we haven't seen in some of the other ones. So again, why each of these is unique and specifically intentionally combined with the other ones. I'm going to make this big again so you can see this. These are the health benefits. Again, anti-tumor, anti-parasitic, inhibits the reproduction. Here's a new one. Inhibits the reproduction of the hepatitis C virus and HIV. Studied, clinically determined, not just theoretical. Anti-fatigue. Again, amazing health benefits. Okay, so I started looking. I wanted to know, can I find these specific mushrooms? Can I find these specific mushrooms with Shilajit? Can I find these with ashwagandha? What I found is you can find Shilajit on its own. You can find Shilajit and ashwagandha. You can find mushrooms and ashwagandha. You can find ashwagandha on its own. You can find mushrooms on its own. You can find Shilajit on its own. I was not, except for one product, able to find all three of these amazing products combined into one. And when I was looking at all of this, so let's say I wanted the benefits of all three. So I do a Shilajit powder and I do an ashwagandha, and then I have to do a mushroom. I'm looking at $100 to do all three. Some of the Shilajit products themselves were $78, $64, things like that, $50. Ashwagandha on its own was a little bit more reasonable, $17.99. Mushrooms on their own, about $30, but again, not the same mushrooms. So different blends, not these specific 7. So I was like, all right, well, I have a product for you. Okay. It's called Replenish. It was just launched by Trinot. It is an adaptogenic mushroom complex with ashwagandha and Himalayan sourced fulvic and humic acid from Shilajit. It is a daily cleanse because of everything that I just talked to you about. Everything that we just discussed is why this is going to help clean your body, because it has all of these amazing health benefits to help prevent all of the diseases we just mentioned. Its main ingredients. There is actually a 4th ingredient, which is cinnamon, okay, organic cinnamon root or cinnamon powder. But the 3 main ingredients, it is the 7 mushrooms I just discussed at 1.1 grams, organic ashwagandha root powder at 300 milligrams. Remember that study I did, that the studies I talked about looking at the dosing? So 250 milligrams was found to be effective, but 600 milligrams was recommended. Well, if you drink this twice a day, you'd have your 600 milligrams of ashwagandha, and then a Shilajit extract powder at 100 milligrams. Again, so this can be drank. Okay, it's a drink. It's a powder that you turn into a drink. That's why I talked about the water along with the Shilajit. This can be drank up to twice a day. I personally have been drinking it nightly. I've only been taking it for about 4 days, but I'm definitely seeing some things. So because of everything I just talked about, here's everything it does. Chelates heavy metals, cellular regeneration, improves gut health, enhances nutrient absorption, XYZ. So many amazing benefits in one product. You're also getting, because of all the mushrooms in it, you're getting a whole host of vitamins and minerals and just amazing nutritional benefit. So you're not gonna be able to read these. What I want you to see is these are the number of studies that I was able to find on these ingredients. Okay. If that's something that interests you, if you're really intrigued, if you want some of the studies, I'm happy to share that. Type studies or references in the comments. I'm happy to share those with you. I can send you my slides. I can send you the articles, whatever it is you want. I'll get back to you on that. But what I hope that you took away from this is that these products can be used literally for everyone. There is not a single person in this world that would not benefit from the addition of not one, but definitely all into their daily regimen. So it becomes a lifestyle. Okay. It is something where you drink this at night as your nighttime tea, and you know that daily you are replenishing your body. You are giving your body everything it needs. You're giving yourself restful sleep. You're cleaning it out. You're preventing the development of what free radicals and stress can do for our body, because that's just the world we live in today, is stress upon stress upon stress upon stress. So it's amazing. I would love for you, if this is intriguing, if you're like, I either know someone or I think I need this in my life, I want you to get to the person. I want, if you're watching because I invited you, I want you to contact me. If you're watching because someone else invited you, I want you to contact them. I want you to get to them. I want you to know that there is the very reason anyone sent this information to you is because they know it can benefit you. They know that not only you, but someone in your life would benefit from this product, regardless of what your diet looks like, your lifestyle, any of it. This in addition is going to help make you a healthier person overall. So I hope you found this information beneficial and helpful, and I look forward to coming back on next week for another Feature Friday.